Welcome to the Rebecca Adehill Podcast. I want to start off by saying that I want my name to remind you to go and live your life big, to take risks, to go all in and write one hell of a story with the one life you know that you have. I'm a 7-figure business mentor, wife, and mother of 3, and I'm here to share my journey with you as I am constantly moving in the direction of more bigness, more impact, more wealth, more depth, and more life. My aim with this podcast is to activate and inspire you to go and live your life big in the fullest, most passionate way. I'm so glad that you are here, so let's dive right in. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rebecca Adehill Podcast. I hope that you are having the most magical start to your week. Today I want to have a conversation with you that I am just feeling into intuitively is going to benefit a lot of you. I had a conversation with someone earlier this week and another conversation last week. So it seems to be a pattern. So I want to bring it in here as well. And I want to give you some tools how you can navigate through this in case you have experienced this for yourself. And this is around feelings of stress or worry inside of your business from a financial standpoint. There are a lot of people that are not financially where they want to be right at this moment. And the first thing I want to say, if that is you right now, if you are not where you want to be financially and you have experienced financial stress or worry or pressure, what I want to say to you is that I get it. I know how stressful and overwhelming and sickening it is not to have money. I call absolute bullshit when they say that money doesn't make you happy. I believe it does, because 99% of the problems that I had were related to money and not being able to do certain things or having to say no to other things or not knowing if I was going to be able to do something or execute on something. So everything that held me back was money, or a lot of it was money. And I remember, especially when I fell pregnant with our first child, I think I had like $500 to my name. Like that was it. And it was a very stressful time. And my husband didn't have any money at the time either. We were living kind of paycheck to paycheck. And that is not that long ago. My son just turned 6. And I remember we worked our butts off to just have a few $1,000s in the bank by the time our son was born. So I understand the pressure of not having enough. And I think that is one of my biggest reasons why I normalize conversations around money, that I normalize wanting money. I normalize owning the root of your desire. So many of us are conditioned to not speak about money, to feel like we are greedy for wanting a lot of money, feeling shame or blame if we spent our money a certain way, or there is so much stigma around money. But it's the one thing that we want so deeply. And it makes me extremely sad, because if I only knew what I know about money now and how much internal work I have done to heal my relationship with money, I wish I had the tools. I wish I had the knowledge. I wish I had the confidence to just call it and know that I had what it takes to go and create insane fucking wealth in your business or in your life. I wish I could tell myself all them years ago when I struggled that, Rebecca, it doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter that your current circumstance is the way it is right now. You can change. You don't have to come from money. You don't have to have a big fat bank account in order for you to make change. I wish someone had told me that and I believed it. But I'm also deeply grateful that I had to go on the journey and really build things from the ground up for me, because it really instilled this conviction and passion in me to help as many people as I can to make money, to make a lot of money, to be financially free, to feel abundant, and have the choice of not having to worry about money ever again. I want that for all of us, because I know what it's like scraping, looking for money, not having it, payments bouncing, being at checkout and payment fail, all of those things that are embarrassing, having to say no to fun things that I really wanted to do when I was younger and I simply couldn't. And I remember this one time when I worked at F45, and gosh, it was tough living in the eastern suburbs and not being paid so much. You know, I think I started on $55,000 a year, and maybe they increased that to $70,000 a year towards the end. But that is not a lot of money when you are paying $100 a week in just rent and living in the eastern suburbs, and, you know, have to drive around and travel and traffic and petrol and electricity bills and all of the things, right? You don't come far on 70 grand. And I remember that we had this table tennis tournament in the office one day. And I like to say that I'm pretty good at table tennis. Like, I would give the boys in the office a really fucking good run. And sometimes I would take them down. But this day, it wasn't quite my day. Okay. So I lost. I lost the tournament. And the deal was, you have to go and buy coffees for everyone in the office. And it was probably like 10 people in the office. And I'm like, okay, great. This is 10 times, you know, $5 or $4.50 for a coffee. And I remember going up to the cafe, and I didn't have enough money to buy coffees for everyone. And I remember going back into my car, looking around on the floor, everywhere in the car, in like the bags I had in the boot, like anywhere I could find money, like coins, to buy coffee. And I found enough, but I was short of like $5. So of course I didn't buy myself a coffee then. So I bought everyone else a coffee. And that was all I had. I think I was like negative $3 in my bank account, and that was it. And it was still a couple of days until payday. I remember feeling so sick and embarrassed that was my situation. And it really changed when I started my own business. And that was really when my relationship with money started to change. And I knew I had a lot of work to do, because I was so emotionally charged when it came to speaking about money, charging, spending, and, you know, everything that has to do with money. So really the conversation I want to have with you today, when you have moments of stress, fear, or worry inside of your business that you may not have enough, or you have seen a dip from one month to another. And the conversation I want to have in particular today is around the dip, and worry that next month is not going to be as good as this month. Feel into this for a moment and see actually what happens inside of your body if you see a dip in your revenue, if you see that or you forecast that the revenue isn't going to be as good. What do you do in that moment? Do you stop? Do you just get overwhelmed and procrastinate? Do you go into panic mode and just start to throw shit at the wall and hopefully someone's going to buy something? Do you launch a new offering out of the need to save yourself instead of serving someone? Oh, that is a big one. Are you launching a new program in order to save yourself or to serve someone? That is a really good indication. And don't judge yourself here. Like, really ask yourself this with curiosity. Am I doing this to save myself or to serve others? And of course, it can be a combination of the two. But when you are launching a program on the fly, or this and that and that and that, everything becomes very reactive, which we are obviously doing it out of scarcity of not having enough. So again, don't make yourself wrong for it, but we must pay close attention to what happens to our bodies and our minds and our nervous system when we worry that next month isn't going to look as good. So, what I am suggesting for you to do in that moment, and the common pattern that I see amongst clients or conversations that I'm having with people around the world, is I'm just so worried. People have cancelled on me. I'm starting to be really stressed that I don't really know if I'm going to have enough next month. Or some people cancel on me and now I don't even know. I don't have more clients in the pipeline and I don't really know what's going to happen. And what I asked in that moment, I said, okay, great. I understand that this moment feels really big for you. It feels really stressful not having enough. I get it. And I mean it. And I don't want to sugarcoat this shit. And I don't want to make you feel unvalidated when you have those things come up for you, because they fucking real. Like, they are so real of not having enough, or the fear of not having enough. And if people tell you not to worry, don't listen to them, because I understand that you worry. However, now it's up to us what we do when we know that we are feeling worried about next month or the future. So the first thing, again, is to pay awareness and attention to, oh, this is coming up. I'm feeling this feeling in my stomach. I feel really unsettled right now. Got it. Now, I want you to pop a hat on. Go find any hat, or in your imagination, pop a hat on. Maybe you're wearing a hat right now. Maybe you're out for your beautiful morning walk and you're wearing a hat. Enjoy. This is for you. Put your optimistic, solution-based hat on for a moment. Pop it on, pop it on. And when this hat, this is what I do for myself as well. And this is what I tell all my clients to do. Pop this hat on your head. And when you can feel that hat on your head, I want you to become the most intelligent, solution-focused, optimistic human in the world. So now I want you to think about a time where something you did do and it worked really well. Because the biggest trap is to look for the things that are going wrong and look for the things that we feel stressed about. So we pay our attention to the problem versus the solution. And we need to retrain our bodies and minds in that moment to go, when we are up against it and all of these really big feelings are coming up for us, I want to teach you that we are really used to looking at the problem. And I normally show you signs of overwhelm and stress and sick feeling in your stomach. That is what I'm showing you when you think X, Y, and Z. Now we're going to try something different. If you follow me now, I have an internal dialogue right now. And this is what the internal dialogue normally sounds like. So I will send you signals from your brain down to your body. And I say, now I'm feeling really overwhelmed and I'm going to keep showing you signs because you are telling me that we need to be stressed and worried and I'm sensing fear. So now when those feelings are coming up, instead we're going to go, we're going to do it differently this time. Now when those feelings are coming up, I am going to look for solutions. I am going to look for solutions, and the first thing that I'm going to do, that I'm going to look back at a path that I've taken once in the past that worked really well. So a path that is already familiar. Great. What did I do then and what worked really well? And what helped me generate revenue back then? I did this, I showed up on social media, I reached out to some old clients, I was really consistent in my content, I was selling every single day, I didn't stop talking about how I serve people, how I help people. I really went back and mastered my articulation on how I help people with the overall transformation that I provide. Okay, great. What else did you do? Well, I went into my private Facebook group and then I also came on as a guest as a podcast and then I did this and then I did that. Okay, amazing. And what was the outcome? Well, I had all of these clients come in and I had my engagement increased and I had some beautiful conversations and people could really get this sense of that I was moving in my business, which created this incredible demand. Okay, amazing. When was the last time you did that? Oh, I haven't done that for months. Okay, great. And now you have the feelings of feeling stressed. How about we try that again? We're like, okay then. How about we try that again? Taking action in the moment when we are feeling that sick feeling is the number one priority. After we have the awareness to go, ooh, it's coming up for me. It's really big. It feels really sticky right now. Take action. Do not procrastinate in that moment because it will make it 10 times worse. We have to train ourselves in that moment to follow through on something and take action because probably 60-70% of the overwhelm comes from not taking action. And then the more we don't take action, we think and we think and we think and we think and we think. The second thing I want you to do is because you are the most solution-driven, focused, optimistic human walking on this earth. I want you to do a bit of an audit of your content, and I want you to pretend like you have never seen your Instagram page before. I want you to start to pay close attention to your body language in your videos. Do you look happy? Do you look angry? Is your energy, does that attract people or is it repelling? Are you too forward, too direct, too aggressive? Are you soft, nurturing, warm? Are you not clear enough? And sometimes what I do to really pay close attention, especially to my body language, I take the sound of my videos and I only look at my video without the sound on, because then I can only focus on my facial expression and my body language and how I'm moving my hands and my body. And sometimes you can feel it. I know you are just listening to me right now, unless you're on YouTube, then you can see me live. Hello. You can feel it or hear it in the voice when someone is moving their arms and speaking in a very particular way and they are engaging the whole body as they are speaking. You can feel that versus someone just speaking like this and not moving the body at all, and there is very little to no facial expression. We can feel the difference in that. And one thing that really attracts people into your world is your energy and your body language and your passion and your charisma, especially in the online world. The other thing I want you to ask yourself is it very clear how people can buy from me? What do I do? Who do I serve? Why should people buy from me? And how can they buy from me? Within the first 5 to 10 seconds of people looking at your page, can they get a good, clear understanding of who you are, who you serve, why they should buy from you, and how they can buy from you? And another thing I want you to think about as well is, has there been an upgrade of my language, of my content, the conversations that I have online, or am I repeating the same thing over and over again for the past 2 years? And sometimes that last statement that I just said can confuse some people because they say, well, my offering hasn't changed. And I agree. You will have to master to still show up and speak about what you do. But if your content is the same 24/7 every single day, and you speak about 1, 2, 3 topics, and you speak about nothing else, that sometimes becomes almost a little bit boring to our audience, because when you hear something over and over and over and over and over again, you almost become deaf to it. Like you can't hear it because we're just speaking about the same things all like over and over again. So I will go back and look at my content and see if I can sense an evolution in my language, in my content, in my expression, because I know that plays an incredible important part in people signing up or joining your world in any capacity. And the last thing I want you to ask yourself, if I paid you, I'm writing a check for you as we speak. If I paid you $500,000 at the end of this month, and you had to come up with $10,000 in revenue, do you think you can get it done? Or you had a heart surgery coming up and you knew you had to find $10,000 through your business to pay for your heart surgery. And I know it's a bit dramatic, but we're just going to play a game here, okay? Do you think, as the most solution-focused, optimistic human being walking on this earth, do you think that you could find 1 way, 10 ways, 100 ways to make another $10,000 in your business if you had to do everything to get it done? Because by the end of this month, you have to pay for the surgery, and I will give you a check of $500,000. What is your answer? Yes or no? Do you think you could do it? The answer is probably yes. If the answer is no, maybe the world of business is not going to be for you. And I am saying that in the most loving, respectful way. Because if the unknown and the pressure of having the responsibility of having to drive something forward and you being responsible for that, that pressure is simply not for everyone. And I know that based off some of my friends, they were like, I would never do what you do. Never will I put myself under that amount of pressure. So we view pressure differently. And I'm like, I will never put myself in your situation because that would be my worst nightmare, being employed again. And they're like, that would actually be the best for me because I could go to work and I'll get paid and I'll go home and that's it. So we all view pressure differently. And if there was a part of you that just felt this fire in your gut when I said, I'll pay you $500,000 and you had to find $10,000 to pay for your heart surgery, you're like, I can do it. And as I said that, you rolled up your sleeves, you got a notepad out and a pen and you started to write down all of the ideas that you could come up with: marketing, sales, brand awareness, going through looking at your client churn rate and retention and upselling, downselling, looking at multiple ways in which you can make an extra $10,000 this month. And my final question for you, if the answer was yes, if you're like, yes, I can do that, I can probably think of 5-10 things that I could do. My last question for you today is, why haven't you done it? Why haven't you done it with the same conviction like your life was dependent on it? Why wouldn't you do it with the knowing that it would be a beautiful financial reward that will solve 99% of your problems? Why haven't you done it yet? Often we haven't done it because there is no sense of urgency, and we are so worried about stepping into discomfort. And I want to encourage you to get uncomfortable, to do whatever it takes. If having money in your bank account to the point where you don't have to worry and to be able to do whatever you want with your life, you must make different choices to the ones that you make today. And when that fully dropped in for me, I felt so incredibly powerful because I knew I wasn't giving my power away to anyone else. It was up to me. And I trust myself. I trust myself that if I must get something done, I will get it done. And I have faith in you that you will get it done. And if you then tell me, but I don't have all of the time in the world, I can't increase my client base because I only work so many hours in a day, well, that tells me that your business model isn't set up to suit the current circumstance that you're in. So it goes far deeper than just saying, I can't do it. Switch it and say, what can I do? What can I change? What haven't I tried? What am I excited about trying? What have I done in the past and what am I willing to do again? What am I learning about myself in the process? What is my pattern when I get scared and worried and stressed? And how can I now rewrite and recreate a new pattern that will support me, my family, and my financial goals? I hope this episode has resonated and landed with you. I'm not going to give up on you. And if you are thriving right now, like, go sis, go for more, go for more, keep pushing, keep moving. You are allowed to want more. I want more. I'm taking up space. I'm here for more. I want more of everything in my life. The more I have, the more I can give. The more I have, the more I can experience, the more memories I can make. The list goes on. When we have the financial freedom to do whatever we want with our lives, we are going to live better lives, feeling better about ourselves, and we are going to nurture our relationships and people around us, and we are able to give in a way that we really want to. Drop into my DMs if this really landed with you. You know that I love hearing from you. I hope that you have the most incredible start to your week. I cannot wait to see you back here next week for another episode. Thank you once again for tuning into my podcast. I so deeply appreciate every single one of you.